All right, upper day, right? Upper day? Yeah. All right, upper day, mostly arm focused, so I'm still kind of not really sure if I want to start with triceps or biceps. Probably biceps. Majority of our work today is going to be biceps and triceps, and then we'll probably do like I don't even know, 2 to 4 sets of chest, 2 to 4 sets of back. What?
Why are we taking it left?
Because I'm in the wrong lane because I'm a silly goose. But, so, doing some chest, doing some back. Our chest is probably just going to be an incline movement and flies. Kind of want to do Smith incline, but we'll see. And then back is probably just going to be probably T-bar rows, and then probably Jay Cutler low cable rows. Dude, who's fucking with my seat? But I'm debating taking like a much longer off season. Oh, I need to plug my AirPods in while we're driving. But yeah, I'm debating on taking a much longer. Nah, I got it. A much longer off season. Because I was debating competing at nationals in December, but I'm really just kind of enjoying growing. Growing is going well. Granted, a lot of it's water and glycogen filling out, but I think I'm 44 pounds over what I was in June when I stepped on stage. And with that being said, it's kind of also making me want to consider. Here, can you get one out?
Yeah.
Just one. It's also making me consider, like, in the future, maybe moving to the open. I don't know. I always say I shouldn't because, to be like top tier competitive at my height, I would have to be 300 in the off season. But yeah, it's a lot to put your joint and heart through, and it would be a while before I ever get up there. But anyways, so that's something I'm thinking about yapping about. Another thing, and I saw one of Josh Nabby's TikToks that made me think of this. He was like responding to just like one of those like slideshows that you see, like 16-year-old like gym bros posting, and it's just like this one specifically had, I'm blanking on the name of the character, but it was just one of the characters from The Boys, and it just on the screens were the words steroids, anabolics, MK677, corticosteroids, estrogens, glucocorticoids, which I doubt any of you fuckers know what a glucocorticoid even is. Also, corticosteroids, literally Google it, dumbass. But it's like all this stuff, and like I'm reading through the comments section, and I don't even know what his username is, but I'm not gonna point it out because I'm not specifically, bashing on this person. It's more just a talking point because there's plenty of people that were making comments in this comment section alone like it. He was asking about, oh, should I take Nova while I'm on D-ball or blah blah blah, and I just replied to the kid. I was like, if you can't answer that question yourself, throw everything out and stop taking shit. For reference, I'm not going to go super deep into it because I'm not going to teach you fuckers. Nolvadex is a serum that helps mitigate sides like gynecomastia and stuff like that by, the simple way to explain it, not letting your estrogen really interact with your glands around your nipples. And it's like, most people aren't going to have that knowledge, but if you're going to try and take gear, you should be able to, like, that's a pretty basic, like, gear level of knowledge question to answer. And, like, I've had multiple people apply for my coaching. By the way, link in bio. And, like, there's some, like, wild ones. I don't want any of my clients to think that I'm specifically referencing them because I wouldn't work with any of these people that have done the examples I'm going to talk about. But they're just, like, really, really just, like, so out of touch. And I don't blame them. Like, one of the nice things about, more open transparency is obviously, transparency and people being truthful. But one of the sad, side effects that seems to be coming from it is now that so many kids are starting to be, made aware of the existence of compounds and having, they're being introduced to it. There's like so many of them just like get wrapped around the the halo glow of like wanting to take stuff without even having any level of understanding. Like, I had a guy DM me and he's like, yeah, I want you to coach me because I want to hop on gear. And I was like, and he's like 17. I'm like, no, not at all. And this is somebody who has never worked with a coach, never tracked their food, and is, I don't remember how long they're into lifting. And it's like, just as with anything in life, you should know what you're getting into before you get into it. If you're going to go buy a car, do some research. Find out, what the car's value is. Find out if you're getting fucked over on the price. Learn about the whole process of buying a car and all the extra fees that are added onto it, and insurance and stuff like that, and how payment plans work. Don't get fucked over with a high-ass interest rate. Same thing applies at the gym. Like, if you're going to consider doing stuff that could have harm to you, like, I don't know. It's frustrating, but I understand it. I get it. Like, I get why it happens. It's just frustrating because as I've researched this stuff more and more and learn about it, because, from a coaching perspective, it's something that I offer advisement on, and also because I'm kind of a nerd. So not even just for the coaching aspect of it, but I am a nerd, and I like science, and learning about the pharmacology side of bodybuilding obviously allows for a scientific perspective, or an added scientific perspective to approach bodybuilding with. Like, it's like, oh, you like the gym and you also like science and chemistry, and now you're being able to mend the two, or whatever the word is. Like, as I learn more about it, it's just like it becomes so and so more apparent how many people like don't know just what they're doing. So, too long, didn't read. If you can't answer your own questions about gear, you probably should not be considered taking it. Realize I completely forgot to have some type of closure to my little car yapping, but hey, we're hitting some arms. Starting with this, probably gonna do like a set of heavy and a set of volume and good squeeze for like every bicep movement that we do. I don't know, anywhere between probably 6 and 10 total sets. We'll see. All right. All right, that first movement that we just did on the first set got like a little bit more emphasis on the stretch, but it was obviously a lot more, top end portion, squeeze focused. For these, I'm gonna go a little bit lighter because I'm gonna face away so that when I'm at that bottom end range of motion, that tension is pulling still on the bicep, pulling it back, fighting against it. Whereas if you're facing it, I'm holding it and it's just pulling me that way. There's no tension on the bicep except for, as you get increased into the top end range of motion. Whereas doing it facing away like this, the cable's trying to pull your arm back. You're obviously going to keep tension at the end. So I'm going to go a little bit lighter just because, if I was loading this up for, top end range of motion, like going heavy, I feel like it would just be, I'd be like more worried about ripping my tendon at the bottom than actually like really getting a good stretch. So with that said, we're also going to do the straight bar, as that's going to make us rotate our grip out even more and get us a little bit better of an extreme stretch. So I think this might be another warm-up. We'll see. But yeah, and then we'll probably go heavy on these after. But, as you can see, it's, once I pull my bicep back, and you can almost use your torso as a bit of a preacher. If you, keep your elbows tight. Now, keep in mind, guys, I'm just a person that got big and doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, so this might all be bullshit. But what I do know about, I know a lot about pharmacology. Study it, research it, and kind of what I mentioned in the car, same person. And again, if he happens to see this, there's absolutely no hate at all. It's just making a good example for a talking point. Because like I said, no hate, person's probably a wonderful person. This is simply just about the thought process. He wants me to help him out and answer the question. And I'm like, if you can't answer, my philosophy is this, do what you want, it's your life, but if you're asking for my advice is, if you can't answer a basic level question about the interactions of your gear and the ancillaries and the supporting stuff that you take, then I don't have the confidence that you are, if you're not well informed enough to answer that, basic level of a question, how am I supposed to believe that you're well informed enough to the amount of knowledge? I'm tripping because I'm stimmed out of my mind, but how am I supposed to believe that you've informed yourself enough to make a well-informed and responsible decision to hop on, you know? I mean, the kid looks great. He's got a great physique, but it's not about physique. It's not. There's risks. There's long-term risks. There's risks regardless, but there's definitely a big difference between, hopping on and knowing what you're doing. There's people that hop on, take stupid shit, don't have any of the actual, supporting sups to, mitigate risk, get blood work done, et cetera, et cetera. And so, if and again, he's not the only person doing it. There's plenty of fucking SARM goblins and dudes like that just taking shit and they don't know what it does. But my advice, if you want it, is if you can't answer the majority of your questions, you shouldn't get stuff. You shouldn't be on stuff. At the bare minimum, get a coach that can answer that stuff. But you should not be raw dogging it and doing whatever you want and just ingesting shit and pinning shit into your body if you don't even have a full understanding of what it's doing.
It's a drum set. 4 or 5. You figured out how to train?
Abdullah, can you grab a 40? I didn't record the last two things, but we did another 2 sets of cable curls, but with like a kind of like an easy bar type attachment and focusing a bit more on that upper end range of motion, a little heavier. I don't usually do these. Anytime I do preachers, I usually do on the machine, but I like the stability of the machine. I don't like the lack of the freedom of, here I can put the dumbbell wherever I want for whatever's going to feel most comfortable on my elbow and my shoulder. Whereas, perfect.
Yeah, bring it around the side.
Whereas, the machine, you're obviously, very limited with that. And I wanted to do dumbbell stuff today, but my shoulders are just like, ugh. And when my shoulders are, ugh, I don't like doing dumbbell shit. I just feel like I'm putting so much energy into, just standing there. All right, let's get some Russian funk. Get this out of the way. I was going to say something, but I completely forget what I was going to say. Oh, the one thing I don't like about this, I feel like I have to sit farther over it, because if I'm sitting back, I feel like I lose just all the tension past here, where I'm trying to get the tightest squeeze. And so, I'm trying to get a tight squeeze, trying to really, fuck the contraction, and you get up here and you just lose all tension. So I'm trying to lean over that way, gravity angles. It's still pulling against the bicep. I have no clue how many I just got. I don't know if you can hear what I said. I have to poop, so I feel like I lost my pump, which blows. I'm not gonna film these 2 or 3 sets, but this is the last thing we got left of biceps. I'm only not gonna film this just because this is such like a fucking goofy machine, like recording. Because I'm like sitting all the way back here. I don't know, it just looks weird. But this is the last 2 things we do. This machine, I have like a weird relationship with it. I like it sometimes. I really like it for like that top end range of the contraction. You got your arm up there and shit. Anyways, I'll see you guys at triceps. Triceps, some straight bar push downs, and then we'll probably use some like Vulcan type shit, and then finish off with some dips. Fucking shit. Alright, I'm a silly goose and I forgot to record the first 2 sets that we did with this. But then again, I don't need to record everything. But we just did basic, just the normal pull downs with, or tricep extensions with Vulcan. If you haven't seen this thing, I recommend buying one. If you like doing triceps, it's very nice because you go through the little loops. You don't have to hold on to anything, so if your grip gets tired. But anyways, this is a mechanical drop set that we're doing. I'm not going to talk about it, you'll just see what I do. But the method in which I'm running it is there's three groups. At each group, I'm going for 10 attempt reps. What that means is, the first, 5, 6, however many reps might be full range of motion. Once I get in that upper range and get fatigued, my range of motion is going to drop off. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to keep applying that tension to the muscle until he waves me off, signaling for me to go to the next rep. So, I might stall out for like a second or so, who knows? But he's basically in charge. So he's gauging, the intensity. And as the person going, you're just non-stop applying that tension. If the weight stops moving, just keep trying to move it. Don't try and yank it, don't move, just keep applying that tension and wait for your signal. All right.
Let's go.
Is this weight good? We'll see. Oh, this is kind of heavy. Yeah, can you drop to 35? I don't even know what number set this is. I think this is like our 8th or 9th. Quite tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Go. Back up.
One more. Up. That was group 1. I'm like so dead. I just feel like this is junk volume at this point. But a little longer.
Come on. Two more.
I think I closed my eyes on that one that you were like waving me a bunch. Just for a quick breather second. Nah. I go on my knees, pause, because I feel like it helps me not like yank my torso into it and be a little more strict with the form. Oh, these are gonna fucking blow dick.
One more.
All right, we're done with triceps. Yeah, doing some back. Just 2 movements today. Like I said, arm focused day, and we're running a little short on time. So a little upper back work with this, and then we'll do some rows, some low rows. All right. What the fuck? Sure, some Dutch club music. I feel like it's probably, it looks so crooked, but oh well.
Man, edit it to be straight and not crooked.
Alright, I'm probably only gonna record like a set of this, but these are what I call J Cutler rows. I should probably move the camera to the side so you can see, but basically I'm focusing on aiming to have my end point hit my belly button, and the first half of the actual yank, the majority of the actual, workload is being done by kind of, my lower back erectors, my lats. So those are doing most of the concentric. And the way I like performing them is basically the concentric is mainly dominated by your lower back and your lats. And then I'm yanking it explosively, but with enough control so that I can kind of catch that load with my mid and upper back. And then the negative, the kind of, controlling of that eccentric, that load is mostly taken over and dominated by the upper back. I didn't really realize that that's how I was doing it until like a few weeks ago, and I actually started rationalizing it, but I like doing that. I think it's a good way to work both, and it's a unique way to incorporate your upper back in your rows. I'm convinced that's probably why I can get away with not training my rear delts for a year, because they probably get so much indirect work. Oh, and I'm whatever. Lats. Very pumped. Oh my God, I'm walking like there's a stick up my ass. I need to stretch. I'm hungry. We've been here a little longer than ideal, but we're about to finish up. A little too much yapping. Also just too much volume. Oh, shit. Kind of hurts. All right, this is like set, I don't even fucking know, what is this, 4 or 5, something like that? All right, you know what they say. You can never have too much volume. Which is true, you know. A lot of people say, you know, there's, you know, an optimal amount. And that's actually false. You know, you're never working hard enough. And so with that, you know, if you're doing, you know, 4 good sets, why not do, you know, 5 or 8? 3 times a week or something like that, you know? Oh, dude, there's a knot in my chest. Ugh. Now you can walk through. You're good. Just a nice squeeze. Oh. Good lift. We were there a little longer than ideal, but we did a bit of yapping. We also did a lot more volume. I think I talked about this in one of the other clips. I don't know how many sets I didn't record, but I do believe I recorded at least a set or 2 of every movement that we did. Just because I'm like if I'm doing like, you know, 5 sets of a movement or something stupid like that, you're not really going to benefit from seeing me do this 5 times in a row. And maybe you guys want to, I mean, leave a comment down below, but I don't know. In the meantime, for this video, if you want that, you can just rewind 15 seconds and watch the set again, I guess. But it was a good day, good pump all around. Honestly, dude, the L-carnitine is feeling great. Oral. I don't think it's placebo. I'm definitely feeling some noticeably just some nutty pumps. But this is like good timing. If I'm like stuttering, it's because I can feel my blood sugars just. What is this? Field trip? Walking around? So the
international students.
Coming to Salisbury. Imagine driving all. Never mind. Anyways, so good timing because, you know, blood sugar's going down. Dude, I feel like so self-conscious to like take my hands off the wheel for like a second because my father is not happy. 10-2, but I think I just broke the steering wheel. No, did that a lot harder than I meant to. But anyways, yeah, good timing. Blood sugar's low, so gonna go home, have a nice hearty meal. I think it's like 275 grams in this meal. 3 whole bagels. I want more protein in this meal just because I like stacking my egg whites on my bagel and eating it like that. But it's getting to the point of, you know, with every bagel that I add, I'm running out of egg whites to use. But so, certain amount of egg whites, 3 bagels, I think it's 2 servings of cream of rice, 300 grams of pineapple, and either 2 or 3 servings of honey. I would have to check. I'm throwing some cinnamon on that honey. Guys. Eat pineapple, honey, and cinnamon It tastes really good, and it has benefits. It has benefits. Eat it with your carb meals. Has benefits. Just saying. Just saying. Also, if any of you have acne issues, DM me. I've done a good bit of research into what affects it. I started by, working out, hey, what hormones play a big role into, aggravating acne and chest acne and back acne, and then what dietary, aspects affect those hormones. So I literally have a notes app that I just call Health Arc, and it just has a list of common deficiencies that you'll see in like a bodybuilder diet that like vitamin deficiencies that will play a huge role into your acne, and then also some things that you can try eliminating from your diet to see if you happen to be prone to that affecting your acne. Like I personally, if I have a load of dairy consistently, that'll definitely make me break out. But it's stuff like vitamin A, vitamin E, and I have all the dosages listed out. Selenium, but most people are getting enough selenium through just chicken. But if you want the other stack that I have, the other vitamin stack, you would up the selenium dose to like 400 to 800. But yeah, the acne stack, it's I don't know the dosage off the top of my head, but it's like selenium, zinc. If you really want to go the extra mile, biotin and collagen types, I think 1 and 3. Vitamin A, vitamin E. I'm blanking off the rest, but yeah, if anybody's listening to this, DM me on Instagram. Do not DM me on TikTok, only just because TikTok DMs are just whack, and I probably won't see it. But 100%, if you have acne questions, DM me. Unless you're just really screwed up, I'm not gonna say I can cure your acne, but I feel very confident that for the majority of people, unless you already know all the information I know, I could probably do a pretty big dent into helping mitigate a lot of your acne. As somebody who suffered with acne growing up, I spent all of high school going to various dermatologists. I think I did like 2, maybe 2.5 stints of Accutane, and countless various prescription ointments and whatever, and my acne didn't finally go away until I did the research myself and looked into dietary and life habit stuff. So too long didn't read. Fuck dermatologists. Fuck 90% of doctors. Surgeons, good. They be doing shit, but like your average doctor that you're gonna go see and be like, man, I have this issue. He's just gonna write you a script and get his commission, instead of actually like, oh, hey, you could just make this, life habit change that's not that big. Like, oh, I'm trying to think of it. Like, oh, like, hey, you have a vitamin B6 deficiency. Super easy to fix. Anyways, that's a whole yap and a spiel that I could go into. We're home. I'm hungry. I want to eat. I hope you guys enjoy this. Otherwise, I'm kind of doing it for jack shit. But I'm starting to enjoy it. So my phone battery is low. Oh, cool. My roommate's home. We're such good friends. Also, I made a cinnamon bun cheesecake. It's so good. No, I didn't record it. I just did it for my own pleasure. I don't even get to eat it. I literally could only have a bite because it's not in the diet plan. But I enjoy baking, so we might have a little, I don't know. Anyways, I'm yapping. I'll shut the fuck up. I'll see you guys.